Recently, Mark Knopfler auctioned his guitar collection for charity. You probably have already seen, but this event raised over £8 million for Mark's 4 charities that he decided to support. As a luthier, I was completely blown away to be invited as Christies to be a part of the event. This not only meant that I got to exhibit my own work and do a lutherie demo for all of the guests, it also meant I was able to attend the auction in person. So here is an insider's experience of what it was like to be in that room when all of these amazing guitars sold. First off, we got there and the auction was actually delayed because of the enormous demand that Christies was experiencing on their website. The auction was so anticipated that people managed to crash the servers. And so Christies, being elegant as ever, doled out some champagne to keep everyone happy and make the most of a bad situation. I think this made Christies look fantastic because we were all aware that there was going to be a lot of attention on that room. In fact, I chatted to some of the Christies members of staff and they told me this was completely unprecedented, and I couldn't help but admire the way the staff dealt with this crisis in a cool and serene way. When the auction was about to start, 2 hours later, the room was alive with murmurings and excitement. This collection was set to raise a lot of money, but I don't think anyone was prepared for how much it actually raised in the end. I was in the second to front row and I had a really great perspective of the entire room, and I could feel the electricity of the people who were waiting on the phones with their clients, ready to snap up some of those amazingly historical instruments. One of the highlights for me, and the true testament to the influence Mark Knopfler has among guitarists, was the sale of his long-serving 6-string Ovation guitar. As a luthier, I was always taught that Ovations were trash and we should never look upon them with anything other than disgust. Having this much history in front of me was very exciting, but I was not prepared for the amount that this guitar sold for. And I can tell you from being in the room, no one was really expecting this amount of money to go towards this Ovation because, of course, at the end of the day, it's an Ovation. This is my footage from that sale.
70,000 is the bid. Fair warning is selling 70,000. Against the telephones on either side at 75,000. New place at 75. 75,000. Christie Black bidders at 75,000 pounds. 75 is the bid. Ready to rouse here? Welcome back, sir. 80,000 at 80,000. Gentleman's bid here on my left at 80,000. Can't see Christie's live. 80 is the bid. It is here at 80,000 pounds. Last chance to the telephones and to those of you joining us on live, 85,000. 85 is the bid. At 85. There it is, 90,000. On my left, 90,000. It is here at 90,000 pounds. Fair warning, Christie's live. 90,000. Your bid, sir. And selling 95,000. At 95. Should round it up, sir. We have been doing that, and we've been doing it very well. At 95,000 pounds. There it is, 100,000. 100 is the bid. It is here at 100,000 pounds. Fair warning to Christie's live. The bid is here at Christie's King Street in the room, 100,000 pounds. Looking promising, sir. 100 is the bid. Fair warning and selling for 100,000 pounds.
I think the other thing that everyone was super into was the 1959 Gibson Les Paul Standard, featured when playing Brothers in Arms on stage. That's sold for a staggering figure, so stay tuned and watch this unravel because it was extraordinary to behold.
100,000 is bid. At $100,000 is here. At 100,000, 150,000, 180,000, 200 is with me. At 200,000. At 200,000. You did a good job, sir. You started us off. At 200,000. At 200,000. It is here, 220,000, 240,000, 260,000, 280,000. At 280,000, 300,000 is bid. At 300,000 here. Anywhere else? At 300,000, 320, 350,000. At 350,000. At 380,000, 400,000 is with me. At 400,000. The bid is on my book at 400,000. 420,000, 450,000. At 450,000. 480,000, 500,000. At 500,000. At 500 is with me. Would you like 550? Patrick, we've been here before. Aren't we having fun? $500,000 is my bid. At pounds, in fact, at 500,000 pounds. At 500,000. Yes or no? 500,000 pounds. It is on my book at 500,000 pounds. 550,000 pounds. At 550,000. My absentee bidder is out. That's good luck for you. At 550,000 pounds. Anywhere else in the room? 550 it is. Fair warning to Christie's Live. At 550,000 pounds, Patrick, congratulations. This is going to your bidder for 550,000 pounds. Well done.
As I say, I was invited to exhibit at this event and do a live lutherie demo. Christie's is a world-famous auction house, and it was a real career highlight to be able to go there and show the public my work in celebration of this massive event. I also exhibited 2 of my guitars that have now gone to their new homes, and it was a pleasure to be able to show them at Christie's, first of all, but also to introduce them to the world at such a prestigious event. No one was allowed to touch them. I kept them resolutely behind me, but they were enjoying the attention for sure. I then had the pleasure of doing a talk, and I invited my mentor, Rosie Haydenrich from Turnstone Guitar, to do that talk with me and with Amelia, who was interviewing us both from Christie's. I really felt like I couldn't do the art of lutherie justice without a second person there, specifically the person who taught me how to do this amazing job. And Rosie and I discussed the differences between hand-built and luthier-built instruments and a bunch of other stuff as well. Here's a little clip from that. My client really wanted like monochromatic. I call it my penguin guitar, and it's got a moon spruce top, nice spruce top, very white, harvested at the full moon. It's not astrology, it's the sap levels are lower, I promise. And the back and sides are actually 5,000 years old. Let's set the scene again. Let's go back 5,000 years to Neolithic England, East Anglia, which is where I'm from. The sea levels started to rise at some point back then, and obviously oak trees fell hither and yon, left, right, and centre, fell down into the bogs. The sea levels rose, preserved into a peat bog, and then all of these years later, when we have the miraculous inventions of farm equipment, they would dig up these huge oak trees, and the tannins in the wood would turn black. There was no oxidization, and it would turn black, and it would turn more dense and more stable, and the farmers would dig it up and sell it to wood suppliers for a lot of money. And quite rightly, because it's very beautiful, but that is what is on the back and sides of this guitar.
And I particularly love the marbled effect around the sound hole.
Sorry, that is marble paper. That was actually hand marbled by craftsmen in the 18th century, and it was originally exhibited in St James's Street. I thought it was very fitting to bring it to Christie's.
So what we've done with this guitar is it's going to be a special instrument that we're going to give to a working musician. We do some kind of competition, I think, where they'll apply for it, and we'll have a panel of judges who will decide who wins it, and then they will have it for a year. They can do whatever they want with it, and then they'll give it back to us, and then we'll re-gift it on to the next artist. So it will just go on and on and on and on. But kind of what we were thinking, well, from a design perspective, what should we build for this working musician that's got to be a bit of an all-rounder. So we do 4 different models, and this is my second from largest. So it's a good fingerstyle instrument, and it's a good strummer as well. So hopefully, whatever the genre, it will fit the bill.
Watching this event and being there for it was a really great reminder to me that instruments of the greatest value don't always come from experience of the luthier or the brand or anything reputation based. It is always to do with the story behind them. And while something could be made beautifully and look incredible, it's the ones that have that story behind them that we look back to and remember. Whether for you that's a guitar featured on a Mark Knopfler record, or just the first $5 guitar you picked up and bonded with. Those are always going to be the most precious. Was there a guitar that you preferred from this auction? If so, drop it in the comments. Catch you next time.